Hello everyone. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment saying where you're from and when you watched. That way, YouTube will continue to show you stories like this. Now, let's get started. Asterisk, I stood motionless, in the middle of the stone room where souls and memories were trapped in the deepest level of the bottomless staircase. In front of me was a tall, dark entity with no clear shape, but radiating such pressure that I had difficulty breathing. It repeated once again, "You can only leave this place if you exchange the most precious memory of your life." I took a few steps back, my mind in chaos. I didn't know which memory was the most precious. I couldn't choose randomly. I thought of my mother. I remembered the days when I was a child, running barefoot on the grass behind the house. I remembered my father's eyes when he taught me how to fix the lamp. I remembered the smell of old books in the library where I first read about the Black Forest. Those memories are a part of me. If I lost them, would I still be myself? I asked. What if I refused? The dark figure was silent for a few seconds, and then replied, "You will stay here like all the other souls, with no way out, no time, no name. You will gradually fade into the collective memory, forgotten forever." I closed my eyes. Eyes again, take a deep breath and open them. I agree, but I don't know which. Memory to choosers. Soon as I finished speaking, the space around me changed. The stone walls disappeared. I stood in a thick red mist. Every step I took was like stepping on water. I drifted among the fragments of memories flying around. Day voice rang. Out from afar, choose a memory to put in your hand, and it will disappear from memory forever. Walked among the fragments of memory. I saw myself sitting under the porch with my mother on the first rainy day. I saw the lights of my 10th birthday. I saw the first smile of the person I loved. I saw my father frown when he read the first essay. I wrote, I collapsed. I couldn't choose. No memory is small. No memory is not precious. Then I saw a further image one winter afternoon when I was 7. I was once lost in the woods and was led home by a stranger. That man never left a name. I even forgot most of his face. I touched that memory. It glowed and melted into pieces like ashes at that moment. I felt a void in my mind, a cold silence that could not be described. I still remembered my mother's name. I still remembered my hometown, but there was a piece that was completely gone, and I knew I would never get it back. The shadow reappeared and nodded. "You made the trade now." I opened my eyes and found myself standing again on the 13th step of the bottomless staircase. The sky was bright and the fog was gradually clearing. The sunlight was glimmering through the forest canopy. I looked up and saw the sky for the first time in days. Of being swallowed by darkness, I was free, but the first thing that hit me was not joy, but a feeling of emptiness. I knew I was missing a part of my memory, but there was no way to remember. I tried to recall the image of the man who saved me when I was 7 years old, but only darkness appeared. Turned back to look at the stairs. It was no longer there. Just a normal ground, as if nothing had ever happened. Returned to my apartment in Freiburg. Turning back on the old recording was still there, but the footage in the stairwell was corrupted. I went back to the file to find the missing person's photo, but there was a blank page in the file. Information about Anna's family disappeared without a trace, as if it had never existed. I tried to call Walter back, but the phone number was no longer working. I went back to where he used to live, and the house had been abandoned for a long time, as if no one had ever lived there. I began to doubt myself. Did I really go down the bottomless staircase, or was I trapped in a false memory layer? I looked at myself in the mirror and suddenly realized that the eyes in the mirror were no longer mine. The eyes seemed to belong to someone else, like a part of my memory looking back at me from another dimension. The bottomless staircase is not just a place. It is a thinking entity that knows how to choose what to keep and what to erase. I was released. But is this the real world? Watch the next episode to discover the truth after Daniel returns to the world, reality, and discovers that the disappearing memories are just the beginning of a bigger game he can't stop.